guess what?
We're back.
We did another interview, and this one was,
I think it was a lot better. We were a little bit more chill with it, I think.
A little more relaxed, a little more chill. The conversation flowed a little bit better because I felt like we knew a little bit more about what we were doing.
Yeah, big time. Actually, I think our position, we learned a lot from our first one, like positioning us in a straight line, and it looks better too, Phil.
It absolutely does, and I think then instead of doing a split screen so you guys aren't shifting your eyes in the entire camera, that's got to help out too. But we sat down with Barrel 41 in Neenah, Wisconsin, and they've got a pretty cool story. They haven't even been in production for a year yet.
9 months.
So they're still, we
couldn't even get a full, annual barrel thing production off of them.
Right.
It was 400, two days so far, about 400 barrels. So that's not a lot, but they got a lot of room to grow, and their beers were awesome.
Yeah, they don't can and they don't bottle yet. They just run barrels and pretty much cold call as far as sales. You'll find a little bit more about that. And they just only serve to restaurants in the States. So
yeah, and they keep hitting the grind. That's about it. There's I think a few different partners in it or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's
the two guys we sat down with were Matt and Nate, and these guys were cool as hell. I thought we could have sat there all day and talked with them.
Oh, after the interview was over, we sat there for almost an hour. I'm like, I got home to my wife. I'm like, oh, that's kind of, it was a good interview, and the dudes were awesome. So
yeah.
Sorry I ran late.
All right, so
without further ado, let's
kick it off. Enjoy this video. What's up, guys? We're here with Barrel 41, and we're gonna do an interview with you guys.
All right, let's do it. We've been talking to you guys for a couple weeks now.
A couple weeks, yeah.
Since the last one with Billboard that we did. So, basically, we're going to talk about how you guys got into brewing, and then we'll go from there. Let me tell you a story and try to give you guys some publicity with it.
First thing I gotta say though is, your name sounds like you guys should be using yours. They're I was reading through your bio and everything on your Facebook page, and I was like, these guys should be doing the night news. Strong names.
Well, that's been our backup plan. So
yeah.
All else fails, we're going to the news. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. So, how big is your guys' system?
We're brewing on a 7-barrel, all electric, stout tasty kettles. We're system. We've got 5 7-barrel fermenters, and we're running a 1-barrel pilot system with 2 1-barrel fermenters.
That's always a smart thing.
Yes.
No, you're not overproducing a bad beer.
Yeah. A little experimentation and trial and error before you scale it up to the 220 gallons.
Right.
It's a scary number.
Yeah. So this is your first year of production, right?
Yeah, we're just crossing into 9 months.
9 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So you guys don't have an annual total so far?
No, not yet. Not quite yet.
No, I don't even know what we'd be at right now. I think our max production is 400 barrels a month, or a year, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. First year we've been in it too. Yeah, no, 400 barrels a year. We probably aren't up to the full capacity yet, but we're slowly getting there, which is nice.
Yeah, I'd say average is probably, right now, is probably 20, 25 barrels a month.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
What's your guys' plan for future growth and stuff? How big do you guys want to be?
That's a good question. I mean,
Haven't really thought about it.
Yeah, we've definitely thought about it. It's just it's fun because this industry, things change and move so fast.
Right.
So our growth plan has also changed, a handful of times with what we want to do, which is also awesome. But the sky's the limit. We definitely want to see this thing go as far as we can. Yeah, and just keep on going. So we're pretty happy with how things are going. Year one, and are lucky with the support we've had, and the beer we've been producing. So
That's porter, man. What is it? This cinnamon toast crunch bar?
That's the whole crunch.
It's delicious.
This will kick your ass.
I like this. Yeah, so that's awesome. You guys are producing good beers, and that's one thing we've noticed. The smaller dudes actually put way more pride into their stuff. They know they have to have good beer to draw people in. So they're not just going to put out of their own. So.
I noticed you guys are in a lot of restaurants or the Grand or in different places like that. Are you guys planning on bottling or canning anytime soon?
That's a good question too. I don't know. I think we're going to try and stay away from a lot of that for a a little bit, just because it gets pretty complicated, and the market also is super saturated with that stuff.
Right.
I mean, if you go into Festival Foods or wherever in their liquor department, I mean, there's 300, different 6-packs in there, and
Right.
like it's overwhelming because they all look good, and so you don't know what to pick. And so I think what we want to focus on is just getting into different places. Short term, maybe long term with kegs, and just do draft, and then see where things go. But it's definitely not out of the picture for sure doing that stuff. But I think for foreseeable future, just stick with that.
I think that's smart because then like there's a need for your beer.
Yeah.
If it's not in the stores, people are like, I gotta get in there.
Yeah.
So do you guys have like growlers and different things that you can sell right now?
Yeah. So we actually do 32 ounce and 25 ounce growler cans.
Okay.
And then we fill 64 ounce growlers, which we usually have here. We should have a new shipment in this week. But then we're also getting a smaller growler canning machine, so we can do like 4-pack, like 16 ounce cans and stuff too.
There you go.
Just do it out of here.
Yeah.
Make it real easy, because then you can do little samplers and stuff. So that's about to our extent of what canning will do, I think, for a little bit.
You lose a little bit of control too, like as soon as you package it and send it off to either whether it's a distributor or just you're distributing to the store yourself.
Yeah.
You kind of lose a little bit of control, and you never know how long it's going to be on the shelf.
See, we've actually ran into that when we were reviewing, like same beer, totally different recipes.
Yeah.
I don't know if like they just switched them in like the 4-packs at the warehouse or whatever, but we were arguing about it. I can't like, dude, we can't use this. Like, we can't argue about a beer. We called the brewery and we asked them about it, and the coloring was different, and they were same can and everything, just different dates on there, and we were. I mean, they're both good beers, they're both quality beers. It's just like they're totally different tastes. So it's like that's weird. Plus, if you're trying to sell to a place that's like even a restaurant or whatnot in bottles or cans, it can sit on the shelf because you're not paying somebody to advertise for your brewery. So if they're not telling people that they have you on tap, then no one's gonna buy it. And obviously, the shelf life of beer isn't that long when you get into craft beer. So.
And like most kegs that we deliver to these accounts that we've been building up, or these guys have been really building up over the last several months. It's routinely, it's been like, hey, we need a keg, and we bring it, and it's on tap within like 12 hours.
Wow.
So,
So you guys do self-distribution?
yeah.
We do, yeah.
Just kind of go to the bars or wherever.
Yeah, it's a tough job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty cool too, because it's a little different from, I think, the usual distributors coming in there. I mean, it's a lot more casual with you walking through the door, and we have a few people where literally they'll text me like, hey, we need beer, do you guys have anything? It's like, yeah, for sure, I'll be there within an hour.
Right.
It's like, so it's kind of a cool, different, or a little change of pace, I guess, from the normal stuff, because sometimes, if you, like, we deal with distributors too here, just with our guest taps. I mean, there's, 100 different beers to choose from, and a little overwhelming. So, yeah, it's kind of a change of pace, I think, and it's really not as much pressure for people.
Right.
So, which is
That's
cool.
got to be quite a good feeling. It's quite the compliment when someone's just texting me like, hey, we need a beer, and you're like, I got it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really cool, and then and obviously not all of them are that way, but it's cool because then that relationship just builds, and they trust us, and it's just super easy. So yeah, for sure.
So how far do you guys distribute right now? Just local area, or is it a little bit further?
Yeah, I mean we're a little bit further.
I saw Milwaukee, Madison area.
Yeah, a couple of the owners actually live in those areas, so a lot of times we'll send them down with samples and other stuff, and so we kind of have a travel workforce, which is cool.
Nice.
And those guys really, back the beer just as much as we do because they're part of it, which is great. And so yeah, we're in about 25 different places between Madison, Milwaukee, and then the Fox Valley. So.
Which is awesome. Like first 9 months of business, and you already have this is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
All right, maybe we'll take it back to the beginning. How did you guys get started in this?
Told the story yesterday. It's pretty fresh. Yeah.
Oh man, did I don't remember. Yeah, so Lance, he's another one of the partners. He's actually one of the Madison transplants.
Okay.
He's in Milwaukee now, but if you're looking for him. We kind of just got bit by the craft beer bug, and this is probably going on 3 years ago now, and we just thought yeah, we could brew beer. Let's try it out.
So you guys weren't in home brewing very long, huh?
Not very long. No, I was probably doing it for like a year, and then we were like, I think we could do this, and we wanted to buy a system, so we bought a 1-barrel system like right off the bat, and that was like our commitment to opening a brewery, which is kind of crazy.
A lot of people start out doing like 5 gallons. I know.
Yeah.
I built mine out of kegs. Like I worked for Microsoft, so I built it out of kegs.
Oh, nice.
Stuff, so
Yeah.
I got a 1-barrel system. I won that. Like I'm gonna try doing like a mobile thing
Oh, cool.
eventually.
Yeah.
I'm starting out very, very small. Like I'm doing it myself.
Well,
So-
my brother initially taught me on like a 5-gallon, so it wasn't totally insane.
I mean, the process is pretty easy, honestly. Like, once you get it down, then it's just like your tweaks and you learn as you go. Like a lot of it's like, how did I make a solid beer? Like, I had this acid for a kettle sour, or you gotta barrel age it or do something different. It's just a learning process.
It made starting out on that 1 barrel made it very, very easy to scale up to what we're using now. So I think that was a good idea in hindsight. But yeah, a few months later, it was probably a year and a half after we had been brewing out of my basement, that we were starting to get serious about it. We started looking at loan options, buildings all over the area, and Matt came home from one weekend. He was working in Milwaukee. We asked if he would be interested, starting a brewery, and then kind of running the marketing side of the business. And he was like, yeah, in like 2 weeks after he quit his job.
My thought is you don't have too many opportunities like that, especially with some of your good buddies.
Right.
So it's no brainer.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Yeah, man, 100%. Good job.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like looking back, that's probably my favorite part of the story. Like how quick he was just like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, for my 2 weeks. You ask him, he calls like, 2-week notice.
Yeah, that was like under pressure just to get it done and make it happen too. But,
Yeah, well, when somebody's riding on you, now it's like, you gotta get it done now, right?
And so I've been working at Lionsdale. I worked at Lionsdale for 2.5 years.
I was going to mention that because when we actually went to Lionsdale a few weeks ago, and we were just kind of talking with some of the bartenders and such, and they were like, "Oh yeah, everybody basically in this area is stemmed from Lionsdale." Like, well, got
Board too.
Yeah.
So like once I started homebrewing, I was working at Lionsdale, and I started homebrewing a lot more. And just kind of through working at the 2 places, I met someone who gave me an opportunity to be the assistant brewer at Bare Bones, which is where I learned like the commercial side of it.
Okay.
And without that was a pretty valuable experience, because even just going from the home brewing side to this, there's like so many little just movements that you learn, you pick up that are like very important that I don't know how I would figure out otherwise. So that was huge. And then it was about end of July last year we signed our bank loan, and immediately the next day we were in here just wrecking the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
We took out a lot of energy on this place.
Yeah, we filled up maybe like 5 dumpsters worth of, or like the very long ones. Long ones. And it was just us 3. It was me and Nate, our buddy Lance, and then a couple other guys came in sporadically, which was awesome. But as soon as we signed that, we were like in place. We were good to go, and we were all excited because we were waiting a little bit. But overall, we had a really quick turnaround for our stuff, which was awesome. And we moved in July at like 30
It was like August 1st, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like that we really
and then we ended up opening November 19th.
Okay.
That same year, so it was 4 or 5 months, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
What up, Roman?
This
is
so
so
fast.
Crazy, yeah.
It sounds so much more weird when we say it out loud.
The way you
Yeah,
guys
they just
talk,
been hustling it. Like,
Right.
You just get caught up in it. It's like,
the way you talk
go.
about it, you would have thought you'd been around for like a few years already. The process and everything. I'm like, damn, this place was just a pile, like not even a year ago.
I think that's why we were able to get it. It was to Papa John's 5 years ago. And I mean, you wouldn't believe what was in here. There's a fake ceiling. There's walls all over, carpets, tiles, asbestos.
Really? Did
It's
you
like-
deal with that too?
Yeah.
Now we just swept it under the rug.
I took care of it. There's no more asbestos.
Don't screw up too much dust.
I mean, there's like 300 pounds of just wire that people cut and then just left up in the ceiling.
Jeez.
It was just a mess, and I think that, you know, played in our favor because it was, you know, kind of a turd. It was a weird building.
Yeah. Wire like made for a lunch too through the
We took it to the dump and just got the coffee money.
Nice, nice.
But you know, we saw the potential in it, and really, you know, it had everything we needed. It had HVAC, it had, you know, the water supply for the food grade water with it being a restaurant prior to that. Plumbing, just everything was powered for the brew system, so everything kind of matched what we were looking for. And even though it was really ugly to begin with, we saw what it could be today, which is cool.
This place is like, you gotta have that too. You gotta have the vision. Like, I do it all the time, and anything I do, I'm like, man, that's nothing. I could do this. Like, you just gotta have that vision and go for it.
Yeah. I think we still drive around and we see like an old building. We're like, that would be pretty cool to go.
I was just telling him on the side, I was looking at my beard, I see that building across the street, I'm like, I want that building. It's nothing special.
Yeah,
It's
it's kind of cool. Yeah.
He sent me links all the time for different properties, and I'm just like, oh.
looks like crap.
You gotta see through it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Man.
But look at the price and like, what's there?
Yeah.
Can I use it?
Yeah. It's
All
all
the price,
starts.
right? Like, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So I always ask everybody that anytime I talk to a brewer, I always ask them, there's got to be one style of beer you hate. And then everybody always tells me, there's really not a style of beer that I hate. And for me, like, I dislike Pilsners. I do not like Pilsners. What's the style?
Oh, it's tough. I guess I would never order or like choose to drink a Rambler.
Okay.
If that's kind of borderline, but yeah, I'll drink early. I'll drink anything, pretty much.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a controversy here, but I don't like ambers. I really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I will drink it because there's not really a beer that has crossed my path that I don't like.
Right.
But that would be like bottom of my list. I probably wouldn't like order it. But that's just because there's so many other really good beers, and I think that a lot of them kind of blend together. It seems like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just me.
The reason why
Hey, I've said it before. It's alright.
Probably like when we first opened, that was like one of the oddly most asked questions. It's like, you guys got any ambers?
Really?
It's kind of become like a little.
It's been but that's just my personal like taste. I know we'll brew an amber and I'll probably drink it still. But that's just like if I'm sitting at a bar somewhere else, that probably wouldn't be something I'd order.
Sure. The reason I ask that question is I always try to figure out how someone decides their least favorite beer, how it's supposed to taste good when they're making it. If there's something I'm like, okay, so then how do you know it's a good amber if you're the one brewing it? Because a lot of places try to keep a core on tap of different styles.
Oh, for sure.
And if someone like me who doesn't like Pilsners, I'd have to go to an outside source and be like, does this taste good?
Yeah,
That's very honest, and I don't think a lot of beer drinkers really take into account like that same thought process.
yeah.
So
I think that's what helps with us is that if there's something like that, there's a couple of them. So like, or like if you don't like the style, you pass it along, and just like and vice versa, which is kind of cool.
Just kind of having multiple owners and stuff involved. Like, I guess
Yeah, kind of bounce stuff off. Not that like my palate probably is nowhere close to where his is at, but you know.
yeah, that's what a lot of people don't get. Like, we review beers, it's our opinion.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
We're gonna give you what we think. Is it drinkable? Is it not drinkable? Like,
And we tell people that in their
like-
review that just because we didn't care for it, that doesn't mean you shouldn't try it.
right.
If it's a style that you like, by all means give it a whirl because you never know. Everybody, and I think that things are acquired as well. Like when I first started drinking craft beer, I hated craft beer. I didn't think it was going to last. So I was like, I don't know what the hell the deal is with all this stuff. And then I tried a beer from Titletown, and I loved it. And then I started trying different ones. But then I was on the train where IPAs are terrible,
And then I tried a beer out of Madison, and I was just like, now all I drink is IPAs.
Yep.
So I think a lot of it is acquired, but you also have to try the right one.
You get gateway beer.
Yeah.
Gateway.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to put it. I definitely was similar. I started with IPAs, I was all about it, and then slowly just branched off. And most of it was from his influence, bringing over 6-packs of like strange stuff.
That's what we do all the time.
And then slowly branched out, and now I don't even know what I like anymore. It's just like everything is
Just get beers thrown at you.
yeah, which is awesome. So like we have a really wide list of stuff, and
I see that.
every time I try something, like even if I'm not familiar, I'm like, oh crap, this is great. And then it's like, all right, now I don't even know what my favorite smell is.
It's like, that's the thing, is like a lot of it's like it's the flavor and how they add it into it. Like it could change a beer dramatically. Like, maybe I could like Pilsner tomorrow just because I have an awesome beer. Like a lot of it deals with like the flavor profile of it and how they're brewing it. It goes a lot deeper than people think. Like it's an individual's palate to determine the beer.
I have had a bad experience with Pilsners in the past, but I mean, one of which I guess you wouldn't consider a craft was Yingling's Pilsner that they came out with in the last few years. And I was like, okay, this one actually isn't bad, but then I went to Nashville and I went to a brewery down there and I thought it was the worst beer that I had ever had. So now I'm like apprehensive beyond belief.
I think I'm good with questions unless you got something.
Well, I wanted to bring up the name, and you guys kind of had me reminiscing a little bit as far as the name and your story that you have posted up.
Yeah.
I was like, man, because it's based off of pretty much Highway 41.
Highway 41, yeah. So we all branched out, went our separate ways after high school, but we all grew up together. Some of us go back, like I've known Tyler, another one of since I was like 4. But I mean, we go back middle school, high school, and then we went off and did our own thing, whether it was college, what have you. And Highway 41 being what brought everybody kind of back here to do this.
Yeah.
Start the brewery.
Yeah, it really got me thinking because I was like, man, like I travel that highway every day. I work in Green Bay, live in Oshkosh, and I just anywhere you need to get is Highway 41 as far north and as far south as you can think.
That was that guy. He was the brains behind it because it was originally pantsless.
Also,
We took those weather anchor names of ours and literally just put them together like my last name, Sharpless.
Yep.
Put it into that, and then we call it Lance. We just call it Pants. It sounds like Lance. Just like squeezed it together. But before we signed on like a bank loan,
Yeah.
what are we seriously?
I mean, that was
really think about this program.
Oh man, and that came out Barrel 41. So
Yeah, it just worked really well, and it matched everything that we kind of were about. And we all, when we thought about starting a brewery, we were like, well, we're starting it here in Neenah, which is home for all of us. And like you said, 41 cuts the state right down, and you can get just about everywhere, and that's how we all got back home and stuff. And so it just worked out perfectly. And as soon as we started saying it, it was like, oh, that's the one, that's it. Which was cool, and Pennsylvania started on a bar napkin as most
literally picture of the plate we drew it on.
as most ideas.
I get that though with the bank loan because we have our nicknames on the show. I'm Skinny Jeans and he's the Tank. And I'm just like, if we're like legit, like I emailed you guys. I told you our real names. I was like, I don't know if anyone's gonna take this seriously. If like some dude named the Tank and Skinny Jeans started, everyone hang out with you.
We would have probably said yeah. Which I know we would have. We were like, yeah, sure. That's
I want to check this place out. You guys are actually in operation. We were here for 4 hours, so
Yeah.
I want to just check it out.
You want to go over your beer real quick?
Yeah, dude. This thing tastes exactly like the cereal. It's like a cinnamon toast crunch almost, but you said more cinnamon roll though, right? I get more of like a cinnamon toast crunch on it is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
And it's got a good body on it and it tastes very good. It's smooth. There's no bitterness on it. So
Yeah.
I definitely enjoy it. Probably come back and more.
That's for sure. Yeah, somebody said that it's like the drinking the milk after you have all cereal. Like that's kind of the it's not like crazy acidity, but there's like you still get a hint of all that.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
And I have this Dolmore, that's how it's pronounced, right?
Bourbon Dolmore, yeah.
Alright. You guys don't always brew this. It's not a yearly
So Dolmore, the base beer, the Belgian quad, is kind of one of our staple beers.
Okay.
We keep that around. So that is that beer aged in heavy hill bourbon barrels for 6 months.
This is, I like this. It is potent and it is doing the trick. What do you have?
I also, wait, what do I have? I have the Franco. I have no idea. This is another kind of special one. It's an old ale. It's brewed with like 10 pounds of molasses and aged in heavy hill bourbon barrels for 4 months.
Okay.
It's a beer. It's called Franco. It's named after what we called my dad. It was like a beer he probably would have been drinking.
Yeah.
What he would want if he ordered a beer. So
Nice.
very good.
And not to call you up, but you were drinking.
I'm drinking nitro coffee.
Tell us a little bit about that, 'cause
yeah.
that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, so we have linked up with a local coffee shop, Coca, in Appleton on College Ave, and they roast all their own beans. So we met with Bill, the owner, and he gave us our own like special blend of coffee beans, which then we cold steep in our cooler, keg off, and then put on nitro. And so we usually have coffee on tap, which is awesome. So early mornings like this usually kicks you right up because it's pretty potent.
Yeah, it's like
It's pretty crazy.
That's how I drink my coffee. I don't put any
Yeah.
creamer in it or anything. So,
So you guys use those like that custom bean or whatever for beer?
we have, but we actually got a new beer coming out probably within the next week or two. It's just a brown ale, but Bill, the guy from Coca that we've been working with, I just got his ear one day. I was like, "You ever barrel aged coffee beans?" It's like you put anything in a barrel and it's really good. And he's like, "Never heard of it." And the next day, he sent us a picture with him and his son holding 2 barrels because they. So he picked up from a buddy, the barrel broker down in Mountain Falls. He picked up a little 15-gallon rum barrel and a 15-gallon rye whiskey barrel. And before you put the green beans, like the green coffee beans in there, and you put a little bit of whatever spirits the barrel has, you can kind of like rotate it. I don't really know how to do it, but this is what he's telling me. And I think you let it sit for about 2 months. So he roasted those coffee beans just the other day, ground them up, and we're going to make cold brew coffee with the rum barrel aged coffee beans and add it to the brown ale.
nice.
So
It's crazy how much flavor and the aroma of the rum comes through the beans. It's pretty, like we were sampling it, and it's like
crack.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's like crack.
Yeah.
That's funny because I guarantee you got this here and he's like, I gotta YouTube this. Like, that's how it all starts. Man. YouTube has everything. I don't know, barrel aged coffee beans.
Yeah, right.
You don't think of that?
Yeah.
That's
Good
great.
idea.
All right, you have anything else?
I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, gentlemen.
Thank
This
you.
was awesome. We appreciate it. This is an awesome experience, and we'll get all this posted for you guys, and hopefully it helps you guys roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's forward to it.
All right, I'm Tad the Tank.
I'm Skinny Jeans.
I'm Nate.
I'm Matt from Barrel 41.
Brewing Company.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed that because we sure as hell did. Very funny. Those guys have a great sense of humor
Oh yeah, they're awesome. Like,
and super generous with their time.
yeah, and like if you guys got to meet these people, like they were so humble and so down to earth. It was probably the most easy interview we probably could have done.
Absolutely, and it was like, the last 2 interviews we've done, I did have a few butterflies because you never know how it's gonna go.
Yeah, but these dudes, like, they were inviting from the start, and it just
Mhm.
set the tone. I'm like, all right, sweet.
They had to reschedule with us, so that made me nervous from the get-go, but I'm absolutely glad we did because if they would have been crunched for time, it would have been disappointing, and this was beyond, like, exceeded any expectations that I had.
Yeah, I hope we get like more breweries looking at what we're doing, you know?
Right.
So we get like That's our whole networking thing that we're trying to do right now. We're trying to go from brewery to brewery and get like everybody's following, so we can build that network. And that's
Build
what we
that
told these
network,
guys, so.
build the following for them, build the following for us, and more importantly, get their story out. Because how often do you go on a brewery's website and just sit down and read their bio or the about link on the page or anything like that? So at least now you're getting behind the scenes. You're seeing the brewery with all the pictures that we take, and you're getting firsthand from people that actually make the beer that's going down your throat.
Yeah, and like they like to have a good time. No time. They don't have time to be a snob about it.
Right.
So
Very cool, dudes.
and that's what we're about, is breaking that stereotypical snobbiness of beer.
Absolutely.
So-
These guys were definitely.
They did it for us.
Right.
It was awesome.
So thank you to Barrel 41. Thank you to Matt. Thank you to Nate for sitting down with us and just, being as it was like they made that place our home. They told us that right when we got there, and you guys want a beer? Talk me into it.
Don't twist my arm. No, they were very humble, and it was just an awesome experience, and we hope to do follow-ups with them later.
Absolutely. So if you guys enjoyed this video, let us know. Let Barrel 41 know.
Go to their Facebook page, like
Follow their page because they're really cool dudes. Follow their page, follow our page, subscribe to our YouTube channel and the rest of our social media, and go on their site and tell them after this gets posted, say, hey, we really enjoyed that interview with Skinny Jeans in the Tank. Let them know that, it wasn't a waste of their time, because it definitely wasn't a waste of ours.
and you guys have a good one and keep her tuned.